everyone, I'm so happy you're here today. We're going to be making this adorable double door pop-up card, which looks like this. Oh, I love it. Hi Stampers, this is Dawn, and today we're going to make a really adorable, super cute fun fold card. And I'm using the Hippos card on my sample here. Let me show you all the stuff I used on my sample. So this is the Hippest Hippo stamp set, which is free during celebration right now. So that's what I use for the front, along with some stitched rectangle die and the scalloped contour die. And then you open it, and it's got the "Oh, you really are the best," which is also from the Hippest Hippos. And then when you open it, the doors have the other two hippos on the sides. And then the inside, I stamped Good Feelings, which is sending sunshine and good feelings your way. And then inside of mine has Birthday Wishes, which is from the Amazing Year, which is right here. Okay, so today's video is just constructing the card. I'm going to show you how to put it together, how to do it, and a big thank you to V Tran for her sample of her card. I love your card, V. So we're just going to go ahead and do this card today. So let's go ahead and get started. So here are all the pieces. Let's start with the base. This is the Parakeet Party, and then I'm also using the Parakeet Party designer paper. This doesn't look like Parakeet Party, does it? No, I think this is Granny Apple Green. I want to say this is Parakeet Party, but I think it might be Granny Apple Green as the designer paper. Either way, it looks really cute with the paper, so we're going to go with it. All right, so for the base, I'm using the Parakeet Party. This piece is cut at 5.5 by 5 3/4. We're going to score that. Then you're going to use a few more pieces with the Parakeet Party. Let me get those layers here. Okay, so these two pieces are cut at 1.5 by 5. You're going to need 2. Then these two pieces are for the doors, and these are cut at 2 by 3.5. And then the basic white, this is for the insert piece for the card. This piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 8, and we're going to score that piece together. Then these two pieces are for the inside of the doors. So when the doors open up, you got these two pieces here. And these two are cut at, let me see here, these two are cut at 1 7/8 by 3 3/8. Okay, so you need 2 of those. If that's optional, you don't need that. Now the designer paper. The top piece is cut at 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be for the top section of the card. And then you have your 2 panels for the sides of the card. These are cut at 1/2 inch by 4. And then you're going to need 2 pieces cut at, let me make sure here. These are both cut at 2 by 3.5. So these are the same size as your doors over here. So those are going to get layered together. Okay. All right. Now let's grab our paper trimmer. Okay. We're going to score all 4 of these pieces here. So let's start with the insert here, the basic white. Remember, this piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 8. So we're going to score this along the 8-inch side in half at 4 inches. Okay, so that's just going to make your little card for the inside. Then you have your base of your card. Now we're going to be scoring on the 5 3/4 side across the top at 4 1/4. Okay, now this card will fit into a regular size envelope too, which is awesome. All right, now these 2 panels are a little more involved than just the scoring. We're going to do some cutting, and we're going to do some marking with the pencil. So grab a pencil, and you can use your trimmer for your ruler. Okay, so I'm going to grab a pencil. All right, so first we're going to score. Now you're going to do the exact same thing on both pieces, all right? So on your 1.5 inch side across the top, we're going to score it in half at 3/4. Okay, then you're going to turn it on the 5-inch side, and you're going to line this up at 1.5, and you're going to use your pencil, and you're going to mark a little pencil mark here at the top and the bottom. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take your points, your left and your right points up here. You're going to take your left point and score it down to that pencil mark, and then your right point, score it down to the left pencil mark. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so then you should have an X through the halfway point. Let me fold this here so you can see it. You're actually going to be folding it, but I want to have it show up on camera really good. Okay, so you have your X and then you have it scored in half. Let me get my paper snips. Okay, so next we're going to cut this angle here, and then you're going to cut up the center point right here. So let me go ahead and cut this so you can see it much better. So I'm cut that up just like that. Okay, so that's what your piece should look like. Actually, try to get it as close to that score line as possible. All right. All right, now let's do this other piece the exact same way. So we're going to take the 1.5 inch side across the top, and we're going to score this at 3/4. So then with the 5 inch side across the top, we're going to take our pencil and we're going to line this up at 1.5, and then make your pencil mark, the top and the bottom. And then once again, we're going to score our points down to the pencil marks. Okay, so you have your X. So we're going to cut on that score line and then up the center. Okay, so you're going to remove that whole section right there. Okay, and now we're going to reinforce those score lines with our bone folders. So let me grab that. And this card with the fold, the way it opens up the doors to pop up, you'll want to have your pieces, these pieces, because these are the mechanisms to the card. This is what makes the card fold and pop up so cute. So make sure you're folding both ways, okay? Even this little tiny section here, you want to make sure that you fold that and burnish that really good. Okay, so that one's done. Now let's do this one. Okay, then you might want to remove your pencil marks. Let me go ahead and get my eraser. Okay, so even though I cut mine the exact same way, we're going to actually flip one over to go the other way, but they're actually going to go like this on the inside of the card, okay? So your cut lines are going to be opposite each other. So let's go ahead and grab our card base. So let me fold that. Okay, so we're gonna take your score line up at the top. So this is our flap. Okay, so we're gonna take one of our pieces here, this flap right here. So it should line up right up at the score line. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this point right here, I find that it's easier just to fold this over. And you want it to fold over to the left. So you're going to go ahead and put that right up into that score line. And then line up the bottom edge and, of course, the outside edge. Okay? This is how the piece is going to fit into your card. So we're only going to put adhesive on this back left side. And we're going to use liquid glue. And I'm just going to use a little tiny bit. I don't want it to go all over the place. Okay, so once again, we're going to fold over this piece here. Now remember, my glue is on the left-hand side, so that's what's going to get glued to the base of the card. So we're going to take that right up to that score line, and then we're just going to hold that there for just a couple seconds. Okay, then we're going to take our glue. Now on this triangle part here, let me fold this back so you can see it right here. Let me see if you can see it if I fold it up. This piece right here with this little tiny triangle right there, that's where we're going to put a little tiny bit of glue. And then we're going to fold over the top flap onto that section. So remember, the more glue you use, the more you're going to have to wait for it to dry. So once we put our glue on that, only on that section, then you're going to fold over your card. And then of course we're going to hold it there for just a couple seconds so it adheres down. Okay, so it should look like this when you open it. So when you lift it, it should open, and that's what's going to open up the doors. So you reveal your card inside. Isn't that cute? So now you want to open up the card all the way and then burnish that fold right here at the very top. Really good. Okay, so you can see how that's folding there. So very clever, I love it. All right, now this one, remember how we flipped one over? This one was flipped on the outside, so now this one is also going to be flipped to the right hand side now. So remember, whatever side you're doing, you want your fold over piece here to go to the outside. And then this piece is where we're going to add our glue. So let me get my liquid glue. Just put a little bit on this edge. Okay, and once again we're going to line this edge up to the bottom and to the side, as well as to that score line, right up into that score line, just like that. That's why liquid glue is so much better for this. If you use tear and tape, it would be stuck already and you wouldn't be able to move it or wiggle it around. So liquid glue is really preferred for this kind of card. All right, so you can see how both of the flaps, well, this one's glued now. So now we're going to glue this one. Remember the little triangle right here in the top right hand corner. We're going to add some liquid glue to that. And then we're going to bring down that flap again. Once again, we're going to hold that down for just a couple minutes. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead. Now this is the way the card is going to open up. Okay, so once again, we're going to open it up all the way and reinforce this fold right here, so the card opens up properly. Okay, so then it closes up. Isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh. All right, now let's add our doors. Now the doors, this is the Parakeet Party. We don't want to add the designer paper yet. So on the doors, we're going to add them behind this flap that opens up the doors. See that? So we're going to take our door and we're going to put it right behind the door jamb, I guess you can call that, and adhere that down. Okay, so we're going to put our glue on this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see right where this triangle point is, and that's right where the door should come up to. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue there just to give you a visual, and then you want to add some glue all the way down here. So you don't want to put anything up in here, up in this area. Just put it down here, and then you're going to take your door, line it up at the bottom. And then I just slid it in to the door jamb and then glue that down. Okay, so now you can see how the door's gonna shut and then how it's gonna open. I love it. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side the exact same way. You're gonna take your eye just straight across from that line of that triangle right here. You just don't want to go above that section, is why we don't want to put that glue up above that, because then the card won't open. Okay, so you're going to take your second door, and once again I'm going to put it right into that door jamb, I guess, and then you're just going to go ahead and seal that over, and then the doors should come together. Can you see that, how they come together right there really nicely? Okay, so then hold that down to reinforce that. Okay, now we get to decorate. We're going to put our piece of basic white. Now my recommendation is to stamp this piece before you put it into the center, because it's always easier to stamp it beforehand. But I'm going to go ahead and put my basic white piece in just to show you what to do. So you're going to put your liquid glue on the back side of your little note card. And then line that up in the center between the doors. Just like that. Okay. Then you have your doors just like this. And now we're going to take our designer paper. Let me show you where all these pieces are going to go. This is going to go up at the top. And then these two are going to go along the sides. And then these are going to go on the doors. So let's go ahead and put those pieces on. Okay, now remember these two pieces of the designer paper are cut to match up with the door. So I think I'm going to put the striped side facing out. So I found that it's easier to line up the opposite side of the door first. And then line up the bottom and then press that into place. Then do the exact same thing with this one on the other side. So line it up on the side. Right there looks good. And press that into place. So there's your double door pop-up card. Isn't that cute? And then you have your inside for signing and extra messages and stuff. So cute. All right, now this piece is optional that you want to add to the inside. I got your two pieces of basic white. Remember, these are cut at 1 7/8 by 3 3/8. And again, you want to stamp on these before you put them into the card. I find that that's a little bit easier after doing all this work. You wouldn't want to mess up with the stamping. So it's just better to stamp it first and then put it on the inside. And this is totally optional, this section here. So it's just a smidge smaller than the door. So you have even more places to stamp images if you want. So that's how you make that really cute double door pop-up fun fold card. And you have this piece here. So cute. All right, let me show you the finished one again. So here's the one that I used with the hippest hippos. So you open it, and then I put a little message on the door. So the front is hiding that underneath there. And then it opens up with the two other hippos. And then a happy birthday wishes. So cute. And then I use Flirty Flamingo on this one. But that's how you do it. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. That's what I'm here for. Also, if you liked today's video, give me a thumbs up. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, catch you later. Bye.